All right, welcome back to our special edition of WWL Louisiana News at 6:30. We were talking about the firing of Dennis Allen, and it is now time to look forward. Potential head coaching candidates. I know it's early, but you know what? It's time to do that. Ricardo LeCompte joins.
Hi.
And he is literally just back.
I think the plane hit the tarmac. We got out. I sprinted over here.
Oh.
And yes, I sprinted.
You should have taken a car.
Well, I couldn't. Well,
been
actually, based on traffic trying to get from the airport to downtown, actually running a little faster.
You are fast.
Yes.
You are fast.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to go through 6 names.
All right, go ahead.
6 names, and these are the names that you're going to hear a lot, names that have come up a lot. 2 guys who I would call retreads, meaning they've had head coaching jobs before, 72-year-old Bill Belichick, and then one of his proteges, Mike Vrabel, who's 48 years old. 2 offensive coordinators, and these guys are both young and have a lot of helium with their names, and that's Ben Johnson with Detroit, who maybe could have got a head coaching job last year, said he didn't want one, and Bobby Slowick at Houston, who's done a spectacular job. They're 38 and 37. They're the young wonderkind offensive guys. And then 2 defensive guys that also have a lot of helium. That's Aaron Glenn, former Saints assistant, also a former defensive back at Texas A&M, like Dennis Allen, with Dennis Allen. He has done a great job in Detroit. And then Brian Flores in Minnesota, formerly of the Miami Dolphins. Brian Flores has done a spectacular job with the Vikings. He's going to get a second chance. He's 43. All right, Ricardo, we're going to start with you. Is there a guy among that group or just a thing you would like to see in the next Saints head coach?
Well, my favorite, and this has been since last year when the question of whether Dennis Allen would be back for another year or not was Ben Johnson. I thought that was the hot name, the guy who's like pretty much revitalized that Detroit offense and got that thing moving. You see how dominant they are on that side of the ball this time this year. The one direction I don't want to see the Saints go is that retread direction. And because it almost felt like it was a retread with Dennis Allen. It was almost like, let's run back the same system that Sean Payton put in this organization. Let's keep the stability. Let's kind of go with I think you have to go a complete opposite direction and go with a new face, somebody that's unfamiliar with this, build his own culture, build the roster in the way that this head coach wants to do. I think that's the direction the Saints have to go.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are going to agree with you on that one because Ben Johnson would be the most Sean Payton of 06 like choice.
Right.
Seth, what do you think?
I think that Ben Johnson is the name that comes to the top of my mind, especially when you look at that Lions offense. You look at Jared Goff. Several years ago, the Rams essentially gave him up for dead. They did not think that he was going to be much of anything left. And you can argue that he's been the best quarterback in the NFC. Now, you have those 2 running backs as well with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, they have done so well, and I think that the Lions would be my pick right now to be in New Orleans for the Super Bowl as far as representing the NFC. And so Ben Johnson, and I kind of agree too with the retread. I wonder with someone with Bill Belichick, who has obviously won so many Super Bowls and has such prestige, if he would come here and not want to also have any type of say in decision making, like also wanting to have maybe a general manager title. And I'm not sure that Mickey Loomis is ready to give anything like that up, who we did not hear from today. So I don't know about a Bill Belichick, but Ben Johnson would be the top name for me.
Yeah, and look, here's the real question too, Ross. This job won't have as much cachet potentially as some other jobs that might be open. Talking about a team that's going to be in salary cap trouble. The Cowboys may have an opening. You may not get your first choice. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think, especially to the salary cap point of your question, I think that a guy that makes a lot of sense would be somebody that can come in and develop young talent. That's the big thing that I want for the New Orleans Saints out of all this, is somebody that can come in and do that. If you want to get your salary cap situation right, if you want to continue to build the culture of your team, one of the ways to do that is to draft a young quarterback. Doesn't have to be in 2025, doesn't have to be in 2026, but can you find somebody that can get that young quarterback in the building and develop that young quarterback? That's why a guy like for me, Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is somebody that I really look at that could potentially do that. Turning Baker Mayfield into an MVP candidate early in the season, that's a shining star on your resume.
He's a 3rd offensive coordinator that's got some helium to the name. All right, we're going to come back and talk more with you guys in a minute. But for now, let's send it over to Chris Franklin for a look at weather.